One of the biggest problems for working class families across the United States is the lack of access to affordable childcare. Right now, no comprehensive federal childcare program exists to truly give all families childcare. States and municipalities have implemented their own patchwork of childcare initiatives, but the bulk of the existing federal help for childcare lies in one big federal program that gives money to the states in programs like Head Start. That leaves millions slipping through the cracks.
The cost for childcare at some of the places we've seen is going to be almost as much as rent on an apartment.
We were paying about $1,600 a month just for her daycare.
I mean, there was the high school girl who said she would do it at $12 an hour, and she's never held a baby before.
In recent decades, the cost of childcare has risen exponentially. Since 1985, the cost of childcare has increased more than 70%. In many states, the cost of childcare is more than 1 year of in-state college tuition. New America, a nonprofit think tank, did research on the state of childcare across the U.S. and found that to cover the cost of full-time, in-center care for one child, a family earning at a median household income would need to spend 18% of its income. For an individual earning at the minimum wage, childcare costs 64% of their earnings. While the cost of childcare depends on where you live and your child's age, childcare for an infant can cost up to $17,000 per year. That high cost is out of reach for many middle-class working families, and only a pipe dream for those living at or below the poverty line. Even if families can somehow manage to afford childcare, there is often a shortage of space at quality childcare facilities. Families are commonly placed on wait lists for up to 2 years and are often forced to either leave their jobs to take care of their children or enroll them in subpar childcare facilities. But it didn't have to be like this. Struggling parents may be surprised to learn that Congress passed bipartisan legislation to create universal, federally subsidized childcare nearly 50 years ago. The Comprehensive Child Development Act aimed to make high-quality and affordable childcare available for all American children. The act would provide poor children with access to childcare, preschool, medical benefits, and other beneficial services that would also be available to wealthier families on a sliding scale. In 1971, the bill passed both houses of Congress, but was ultimately vetoed by President Nixon to appease his conservative right-wing constituencies. After this disappointing veto, the original writers of the bill went back to revise it to make it more appealing to the conservatives, but it was too late. The damage had been done and the bill quickly died. Nixon's veto resonated so strongly that it has been over 4 decades since comprehensive childcare legislation has been reintroduced. This past September, a new bill was introduced to Congress called the Childcare for Working Families Act, aiming to make high-quality childcare more affordable, but it is yet to have made any real progress. While this issue seems to have no end in sight, for California, Proposition E would be a good first step in the right direction. Proposition E is modeled after the Military Child Care Act. The Military Child Care Act was passed in 1989 after it was discovered that the quality of child care being provided for the families in the armed forces were abysmal. The government quickly passed legislation that provided more federal funding to the child care programs, created stricter regulations for the child care facilities, paid teachers more and trained them better, and gave subsidies on a sliding scale for all families.
I have referred to what happened with military child care as a Cinderella story, because you had the system going from a system in crisis to a model for the nation in under 5 years.
97% of military centers are independently certified as high quality, compared to less than 10% of civilian centers.
These same changes need to be made for struggling families in California. Californians need childcare that is affordable, accessible, and provides a positive environment for all children. After all, today women make up 50% of the workforce and are the breadwinners in 40% of all households. This means that childcare is not an option, but a necessity. So what should we do? The same principles and strategies used by the military have shown improvement not only in better preparing children for school, but in parents' ability to stay focused and engaged in their jobs. The benefits also extend beyond family households. When parents have to leave work to take care of their children, there is a loss in wage growth, retirement savings, and Social Security, which over time can mean the loss of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Additionally, high-quality childcare has been shown to increase literacy and academic achievement and decrease crime rates. These are benefits that we as Californians should want for our kids and society as a whole. Every family should have the ability to send their children to high-quality and affordable childcare. With more federal funding, stricter facility regulations, and a sliding pay scale, I believe that our childcare crisis will come to an end. I urge you to think about California's future and the future of our nation and vote yes on Proposition E. Thank you.